Well, darn it if I didn't get cut off right at the end of what I wanted to say there, but my camera ran out of space. Oh boy, Carpo, get your shit together. Anyway, I was talking about the bacteria in the body, and people don't realize that there are more bacteria than cells in your body. And the relationship between these bacteria and the various organs and components of your body is a phenomenal thing in itself. But the more I researched nature itself, the trees and the way that they feed each other, they actually feed their young. And growing up we were taught that plants are actually all competing for survival, that it's survival of the fittest, and this Darwinian thinking has just gone by the wayside when we see animals having relationships that just should not be there, raising offspring of other animals that are suffering, as well as the more interesting ones, like the fact that trees actually pump nutrients down into their roots from the leaves, push these sugars through the fungus that's in the soil, or the mushrooms, the mycelium, and then up into the small younger trees in order to nourish them, rather than competing for light. They don't need light because they get their food directly from mom. And this shows the motherly instinct of everything in nature. Nature is there to nurture. And when we look at nature as hostile, everything becomes hostile. When we look at nature as wonderful and a warm embrace, a warm hug, it takes on a whole new approach, a whole new meaning. We don't have to be afraid being out in the woods. Like they always say, the animals are more afraid of us than we are of them. We hear about like 1 or 2 shark attacks and we're afraid of sharks, A couple of wolves get some livestock and it's time to kill off all the wolves. But generally predators and prey remain within their respective areas and their respective places. I don't really know what else to say about it, except that all these connections, not only the animals to each other and the plants to each other, but the plants and animals to each other, the different compounds that plants produce to either prevent, let's say, too many animals from grazing on them, or particular insects. Plants use their terpenes and odors to call in other insects or to kill off certain things, like the nicotine from a tobacco plant. Fascinating plant. And we just walk past all this every day and don't give it enough of a thought, I don't think, sometimes, because everything just thrives. Nature doesn't try to exist, it just does. And when we see the world as being this one place that is different somehow than the rest of the universe, that life on Earth is somehow exclusive to this planet, that's when we start to lose ourselves, because life wants to happen, and life is always creating new life and is excited to do so for some reason. So that's my evening ramble, or at least another one of my evening rambles, and now I'm going to partake in some evening festivities. Perhaps sit on my ass and get stoned and watch TV. So, peace and love, everybody.